again with another Final Fantasy 16 video. This time, I want to talk about the differences between Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Now, all of this is my opinion. So if you disagree, that's fine. But I just want to say that now because I know some of y'all are diehard fans of the series and you know way more than me. So figure I'll get that out the way. Now, first, combat mechanic. Final Fantasy 16 is not using any of the combat mechanics of Final Fantasy 7 Remake. In fact, it's doing the exact opposite. It's much more like a Devil May Cry. Any action game that you can think of where you flying through the air, moving at high rates of speed, switching up weapons, switching up styles. That's Final Fantasy 16, in my opinion. Final Fantasy 7 Remake is more of an updated hybrid type of battle system. So, in certain moments in Final Fantasy 7 where you'll slow the game down, a lot of moments where you're going to do that. You're going through different spells, going through different attacks, your items, switching characters. So, it's a lot of moments where you can slow down the pace of the game to kind of get where you want to go. Character. Now, Final Fantasy 16, their characters are far more edgy to me, which would make sense because it's the first M-rated game. But what I will say is that Final Fantasy 7 to me, and I haven't beat 16 yet, Final Fantasy 7 had way more memorable characters. And I'm not saying I'm not going to remember characters from this game. It's some fantastic characters in Final Fantasy 16, as I'm learning now through my playthrough of it. Shameless plug, let me plug that in. We go live as well, so tap in with me. But anywho, Final Fantasy 7 characters, memorable. I remember damn near every single character that I encountered from Final Fantasy 7. And that's not easy for someone like me to do because I get lost, things of that nature, get a little older, so it'd be hard to focus sometimes. But I remember every single one of those characters, man. Wow, Final Fantasy 16, certain characters I connect with, and then others, quite frank, I could do without. So I say that to say this. Character-wise, I'm going to give it to 7. There you go. Moving on. Visual. Final Fantasy 16 does look amazing. It does. It is very visually impressive. I love the lighting, texture work, cutscene work, but there are moments of the game when I look at it and it just doesn't look that great. Now, I'm playing on the graphics mode on PS5. I'm not using the frame rate mode, so I should be getting the highest fidelity across every scene, cutscene, gameplay, however you want to put it, right? And yet, there's still moments in the game where I'll look at it and be like, okay, that's nice, but I'm not taking it back. Final Fantasy 7 Remake, there's not a moment in that game that don't look good to me. Not one. Not one moment in that game that was I looking at it. I played it on the PS5, and throughout my whole time playing it, and I'm known for talking during my live, I couldn't even talk. I had nothing to say. I was just looking around at the world, looking around at different folks, people, the texture work, the lighting, the water reflection, and I'm just like, yep. This one of them ones. This one of them ones right here, man. That game looks incredible, and I'll put that game up graphically against any game outside of 2, but that's not for today. That's for another discussion. But all in all, I say that to say this: 16 looks great, 7 looks better. Boom, there you have it. All right, moving on. Reception. I don't know what the reception was upon the release of Final Fantasy 7 Remake because I just wasn't checking for it like that. But I believe it was generally good, positive reviews across the board, graphics, you know what I mean, getting all kind of praise, gameplay getting praise, narrative, story getting praise, music getting praise, all that nature. I don't know what the reception for 16 is going to be. Now, some people like it, but I don't know if this is something everybody's going to like. I love it. I think it's an incredible game. I think it's an amazing game, and I ain't even beat it yet. Probably going on my Game of the Year contender list, right? If I could just be honest. But I can see a world where this ain't for everybody, specifically them diehard fans. I could really see that because it's so action based, it's so action heavy. I could really see folks having a problem with it. Even though I think Resident Evil kind of had a similar kind of thing going on with it, where there was a point in time, I'm talking about when 4 came out, to bring it back to Resident Evil. When 4 came out, it was a divide between those that enjoyed the classic tank control, fixed camera look versus the third person over the shoulder. And we see how that turned out. I will say this as well. I think Final Fantasy 16 has a better team behind it in all aspects, from combat director, probably story as well. If I can just be honest, I think they put more money into this game. But that 7 remake, that just got the name recognition. Like, as soon as you see Final Fantasy 7 and you see like a little silhouette, a cloud, little photo of Cloud or Tifa, Aerith, Sephiroth, like you name it. If you see that tech with a silhouette of one of them, you instantly know what it's about to be. It's not going to be no guessing with it. It's not going to be no, okay, I wonder what they're going to do with it. No, it's not going to be none of that. You know exactly what you're in for. So I'm going to give the name recognition to 7, but that's for obvious reasons, while also believing that Final Fantasy 16 has a better team behind it. Overall, I think 16 and 7 have their own unique features and differences. The 7 remake, that's being built off of another game. It's a remake of a previous game. So I think that kind of made it easier for those involved with the game in terms of what they wanted to do. I think 16 over time will be remembered as one of the better Final Fantasy games. Right now it's getting a lot of praise. People are loving it. I don't know how much it's going to sell. I wonder, can we get like a sales prediction or something like that? Can we get some numbers? I need one of y'all to be like one of my statisticians, right? Get the stats together, you know what I mean? So I can present them in the video, something like that. All right, but yeah, man, that's pretty much my thoughts between the differences of the two different games. If you would like a more in-depth, maybe if that's something, once I beat it, maybe we can do a pause on that. That's crazy. Once I beat the game, right, maybe we can go back and do a more in-depth analysis between the two games. You know what I mean? I think you guys would enjoy something like that. But anyway, man, I'm up out of here, man. Appreciate you guys for listening. Hit the like button. Share your thoughts in the comments section and subscribe for more dope content. My name is King Cartel. I'm up out of here, man. Be safe, be careful, wear a face mask. And I'll see you big head motherfuckers on the next one. Peace.